In the meantime, a Nigerian Dr. Chukwudi Okonkwo, who is a medical practitioner in Romania, has been volunteering to help African people fleeing the conflict in Ukraine. He works with faith-based groups to help accommodate people, the new arrivals, and to connect them with their respective embassies in Romania. He says it is important to let them know they are human beings and anyone could find themselves in the same situation. He joins us now from Romania to discuss some of the development with the humanitarian crisis. Dr. Chukwudi Okonkwo, thank you very much for joining us on NC Continental Prime.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're one of those who have volunteered to help African students fleeing the conflict. How well would you say they have been received in Romania amid reports of discrimination against them in some other countries?
Well, I would first of all like to say a very big thank you to the Romanian government for the way they've actually welcomed and the way they've treated Africans coming over to Romania. Overall, I would like to say that the government of Romania, they've treated Africans very well. Romanians are generally very kind and hospitable. So it's been a very wonderful passage from Romania.
Okay, so how exactly are you working to connect these people with your various embassies, and what's been the situation so far?
Well, when the situation started initially, we had an influx of Africans coming in through the 4 entry points. At the moment, we've seen a reduction, but this is not to say that we do not still have people coming in from these borders, but we've had a very slight reduction. We don't see as many people as we used to see before. And embassy officials from most of the African countries, they have representatives at most of these entry points between Ukraine and Romania. So we try to connect Africans to the representatives of their embassy for people that have representatives waiting for them the moment they cross from the Ukrainian border into Romania. Not all African countries, though.
Well, what would you say have been some of the challenges for you in this effort, along with other volunteers who want to assist?
The challenges we've encountered so far is initially when we started, we had problems with most of the embassies not showing up on time. It was an issue, it was a challenge. Most of the embassies did not show up on time, and not showing up on time meant most of their citizens were delayed a little bit. It wasn't like the country wasn't willing to let in people at the time. It began to let in some people from Africa, but there was slight delay, mostly because there was no representative from most of the prominent embassies. But the moment we began to see people from most of the prominent embassies, the moment they began to come to the entry points, the place began to open up, you know. So the major challenge we have at the moment is trying to put the people together before they fly them back to their respective countries. It can be a challenge because some of the embassies, they have a certain number of days they can keep people, they can accommodate people. So if there are delays in the evacuation flights, it's always a slight problem. But this also, every problem has a solution, you know.
You mentioned earlier that some of the number compared to 2 weeks ago seems to have dwindled. Does that imply that some of these refugees are choosing to go to other countries other than Romania? And is it a relief, or maybe something that you wish some of them would reconsider?
In my opinion, I think it means that majority of the people, they've been evacuated. If not evacuated, some of them are already in the country at the moment, though we still have a handful of people coming in. So it means that a lot of people have been evacuated to their different countries. Then we have a handful left in Romania at the moment.
All right. Has there been some other impact from your observation of the war in Ukraine in Romania, especially for your work?
Yes, absolutely. Yesterday, we saw some Ukrainians in the hospital, and yeah, it's generally you begin to now see people from Ukraine coming in to have consultations in the hospital. That's just, and then we have to revise a few protocols. The hospital will revise a few protocols with regards to these people coming in from Ukraine due to the war. Yeah. And for the students, I know for the students, the challenge the students may have with regards to the war is that most of them might look for transfer. They'll begin to look for how to transfer from the Ukraine to Romania. And at the moment, a lot of students do not have their transcript yet. So for you to be able to transfer, you need some certain document. You need your transcript record. You need your curriculum. You need a document showing the last year of study. And you need a recommendation letter. And unfortunately, at the moment, most of the students
yes, that would definitely be tricky, considering the fact that they're coming off a war situation. Do you think this has been a reoccurring conversation since this war began? Do you think that maybe countries would soft pedal on some of the rules required for students who wish to transfer, considering the reality on the ground that they might not be able to access these records?
Yes, I think the last time I looked at the protocols for admission at the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports in Romania, they are looking for a way to help students coming in from Ukraine. But it's very, very important. A transcript of record is very important for transfer. So we are still waiting. We are still looking. We don't know how they are going to change or what they are going to do. The rest of the documents, they can forget about certificate or letter of recommendation. They can allow students download curriculum from the internet without official stamp. And they can forgo the document showing the last year you studied in. But the transcript of records without an official stamp and signature from the university, we are still waiting to see what they are going to do about that. Admission starts in May, April in Romania anyway, so we still have time.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you very much, Dr. Chukwudi Okonkwo, speaking to us all the way from Romania, and good luck with the work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.